the halfway mark of March 2026. It's unbelievable to me how quickly this particular month is going by, and there's so many projects still to be done as far as planting, harvesting, preparing the land for summer crops. There's just so much to do. Rather than get overwhelmed, we're going to compartmentalize as usual, and today we're going to handle one project and one project only. Let me show you. Friends, meet project, project, meet friends. Today we're going to be harvesting. We're going to be doing a deep harvest. You can see here where I have done some minor harvesting just for like a dinner here, dinner there, and for gifting or for orders and for gifting to others on the collards. They were so big and so dense that it only took harvesting from like one or two plants at a time. So I'm thankful for that. One of the issues though that we have started to notice is that you can see here, if I can zoom in, we've got some that are being eaten. Right? We were fighting with the aphids. We got that under control. But the spray that I was using does not help with the caterpillars, which will do that type of damage that you're seeing there. So what we're going to do is we're going to harvest a good bit of this to like these plants here where there's only a few leaves that are left. And every time I do a really deep harvest like that, I like to go back through and give them some fertilizer. Be like, hey, yeah, I know we took a good bit, but could you give us some more? And here's something that'll help you. After we do this harvest, as you can see, there's quite a bit. I'm interested to know how many pounds it will be total. We're probably somewhere around the 10-pound mark. Like, we'll see. I'm gonna weigh it all, and after that we're gonna get it washed up, and we're going to chop them using the mama method. If you follow, you know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, you'll find out. And then we're going to go ahead and put them immediately on trays and go into the freeze dryer, and these will be packaged up for us. And I'm going to package them with customers in mind, and so I'll be, you know, wearing gloves and using all the protocols for that. But this is exciting. This will be the first time that I've been able to freeze dry a collard green harvest, so this is fantastic. It's already pretty warm in here, so let me go ahead and get started. Ooh, that's a spider. You do not come in with me. Get off. No. No. Okay. Ooh. Also trying to flip them over and see if I can catch any of the worms, although these down here on this end have far less damage on them. I've never had this camera overheat before since I've been using it, but it's pretty warm in here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and harvest the rest of this. Okay, so I have these greens rinsed, and now they're soaking in a vinegar water solution while I get some other things accomplished, and then we'll go ahead and get them chopped up. They're so pretty. There's very little cleaning that has to be done to them when they're grown in the high tunnel because of having the cover of the high tunnel. There's not splashing on there from the dirt coming off the ground from like rain, and right now the pests aren't very bad. There was probably about 5 or 6 leaves that I put aside that did have a few aphids on the back, and rather than fight with them, I'm just gonna throw those to the chickens. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the mama method, it's just what we call it, since Terry's mom and my mom both kind of taught us to cut greens in this same technique. You just make a green burrito with the leaves, and we try to keep it as tight as possible, which today is not too tight because this wrist is still giving me trouble. But then we go ahead and chop our ribbons to the desired width, and we continue until we're done. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and spin some of these out because I want to see how much is going to fit on these trays. I think I'm going to weigh each tray as well for marketing purposes, for selling, because I need to know what the freeze dried amount is to accurately get a price. Oh, look at that green goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it. That's great. I'm probably going to take that water and put it in a smoothie though, y'all. And let's see how much the tray itself weighs. It is exactly 1.5 pounds. Going to zero back out on our scale here. Now my digital scale needs batteries, so I'm just spinning my little knob here to get us back to zero. So we're going analog for this. There we go, we're at 0. Okay, we're at 4 ounces, and the tray is not completely full. We're about to be full here. And we're at 6 ounces. I wanted to get to at least 8. have left. So I think that's probably about maybe an ounce and a half, 2 ounces, if that. So yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Having said that, I think that the amount of greens that I harvested will be more than enough to fill up the machine. I harvested 3 pounds ish, give or take, and that was with the stems on. So we have, if we do 8 ounces per tray, 8, 2 is a pound, another 2 is a pound. Then we have that 1 tray left, so we can just take the stems and put in that for the 5th tray. And yeah, I think this accidentally worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to. All right, so this is what they call an Easter egg. It's for my husband, Terry. Won't make sense to anybody else, but I have to make sure he's watching. You see? You see? Ooh. Ooh. Now back to our regular scheduled program. It is the next day, and I got the notification on my phone that our collard greens are done, and now we're about to check them. They did the automatic 2 hours extra of freeze time, I think it is, and now it's time to get them out, check them, and make sure they're ready. So let's get it done. This is what we're looking like. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Now I'm seeing some. Okay, no, that's not. I thought maybe it wasn't dry, but that was just like, what? What is that? Oh, I think that's just like, yeah, no, that happened with the kale too. They would have like these darker spots on them, and I'm thinking it wasn't dry, but it was actually something else. Look at that. Beautiful. That is a full 8 ounce tray. One of the trays was not completely full, and I did mark it by putting stems on it, and that's a tray that we're going to use for ourselves. So this is that one. I think this one was like 6 ounces, and you can see the stems in there. So this one, I don't know. This may be the tray that I use. Let me experiment with this one and reconstituting it. So we'll see. See, and it all shifted that way because of it being pushed on by the warming tray, because I overfilled them. So don't do what I did. Yeah. Try not to crumble them too much, but then I see some that are like, I want to touch that without a glove and make sure that it is actually dry. That's our next tray. Love it. I feel like I could have like, no, not say that. And we'll do that in another video. Ha ha ha. But comment if you think you know what I was going to say about these stems. Look at them. They are so cool. Let's see how, oh my, they are literally dust. This is going to be awesome. All right, so now we need to get these packaged up. After reviewing the footage, I realized the angles are not quite what they need to be for the packaging portion of this video. So let's do a little bit of time lapse and listen to a little bit of Jimmy Jam. A lot of people are going to probably say, well, I just freeze my greens. I don't freeze dry them. I just put them in gallon bags and I freeze them. I blanch them and I freeze them. Or some people don't do that. I have no judgment either way. I've done both. And had I not had the freeze dryer right now, that's probably what I would have done. I have this like fear because we went through a hurricane one time, Hurricane Michael, and our power was out for a long time. And we don't have a generator. Which is why I haven't invested the time and energy and money into getting like a whole cow or whole pig or any of that, because that type of investment you want to protect. You would need to have something to power those freezers when the power is out. We also had another situation happen. We have had an extra freezer that we had on our back porch, and some kind of way, it was me, I did it. I accidentally unplugged the freezer thinking I had unplugged something else, and we lost all the food in that freezer. It was really sad because food waste is not something I am interested in at all. So as far as freezing right now, until we can afford a generator, then yeah, that's going to be out. And then if you're new here, you may not know that we got our freeze dryer through a grant. Builders and backers. And otherwise we would not have been able to afford it either. So, you know, I want to protect the investment of time and energy that we've put into growing the vegetables, from literally seed to harvest. We start most of everything from seed here. And so these collards were sown by my hands, harvested by my hands, and now preserved by my hands. And why wouldn't I want to, you know, protect that? So if you're wondering why I'm doing this, that's why. Secondarily, part of the initiative that we are pushing forward is food preservation, in the sense that you can have these collards in a part of the year where they wouldn't necessarily be available. So for farmers that maybe you go to your farmers markets and it's just like, you know, I got all these collards left over. Well, normally, I don't know what a lot of the farmers do. Some give them away to soup kitchens and food banks and stuff like that, which is very commendable. But I have also seen fields and fields of food just sitting there wasting for various reasons. Someone had a freeze dryer. They could take that food and preserve it. And then when it is, let's say, January, and somebody's wanting some corn, somebody's wanting, zucchini or whatever kind of thing that may have grown that previous spring and summer. Now it's freeze dried, prepared, and ready to go instead of wasted. So I'm thinking towards no waste. And you guys know that that's very important. Not just food waste, but even when it comes to the garden, to the animals, like everything. Just making the most of what we got. When I went to harvest those greens yesterday, I only got through 3 plants before I realized I've got way more than I need to fill up the freeze dryer. And so I stopped. So that row isn't even 25% of the way harvested. I still gotta do more. So this is gonna be a project that's gonna keep me busy for a while. So with these last 2 trays, the ones that one that I'm going to, both of them, potentially experiment a little bit with, I think I'm going to just find some jars to store them in, and then that way I don't mess up a whole Mylar bag when I come back to this, which is going to be very soon. This has been pretty cool. I'm excited about it, and I'm really wondering how much is out there. So I told you guys we harvested about 3 pounds from those 3 plants, and at about a pound a plant, I'm gonna say that there's probably a good 8 pounds out there left. Plus we have some collards that are not in the high tunnel. We have some out in the raised bed. There's a couple of those out there too, so add that's 10 plus this is 13. But we'll post those final numbers over on our social media. Thanks for watching and joining this experiment with freeze drying collards. Would you like to know how reconstituting them and cooking them goes? Then you're going to want to watch our next video. In the meantime, remember, grow big from home. Catch you in the next one. Bring some cornbread.